Hi guys, this month in the newsletter for May 2021, there was a book review that was called Sigil Witchery. And I have many little tabs there, as you can see, because this is a really interesting read for me. I've always loved sigils, and I never knew that there were so many different methods that you could use in order to create sigils. So let's talk about that. Back to Sigil Witchery, we'll jump right into it. It is written by Laura Tempest Zarkoff, or Zakroff. Pardon me if I mispronounced the name, I'm not very good with that. But it is a witch's guide to crafting and magical symbols, which, as I mentioned in the intro, I really love sigils. I've loved working with them on candles and paper and pen, and just different ways that you could use sigils, even on yourself or on different items, such as in your wallet or on the bottom of your chair where you do your work every day. I actually have a candle over here that I use. There's sigils and words on it to help me amplify my business when I'm working at my office, and also when I create videos for you. So, without further ado, I'm going to move over this way so I can put the screenshots up on the screen so you can see exactly what I'm talking about. Okay. So, let's start with the history. Now, Laura goes into great detail of history from various different cultures, but also from all over the world, dating back over 500 years. So this is one page that you can see based on the information that's in this book. And it's really important to know the history of sigils so you know exactly where they came from. And of course, it can give you better insight on what you're creating as well. The second thing is she goes into the basic symbology of sigils back in those ages or in that time frame of certain cultures, and she basically goes over all of the symbols and what they mean. But there's also a part here where you can make notations so you can make notes about what the sigil or the symbol means to you. So there's several pages actually in here about that. The next part, which I thought was really good, and I really enjoyed the idea, was she added a diagram where you can fill in your word associations with the symbol. So if you're creating a sigil and you want to look up information that's based on a symbol, and like for example, let's say emerge. Okay, that's one here on the page 87 in the book. And emerge, I would say, would probably be a line on the bottom with another cascading upwards with probably an arrow and maybe some dashes on the top of it that will show that something is emerging from the surface. So that's just me. I mean, sigils and symbols and all of that have different meanings for several different people. Moving forward, she teaches you how to plan and create your sigil step by step. So this is really important because, as she mentions in her book, you have to have a plan in order for that sigil to work. You have to have a reason for that, for the sigil to be created in order for it to work. And then, of course, the symbolism that goes along with it, based on your personal meaning of what the sigil is, that will create the magic within the sigil, and you carry that forward with you. Now, in addition to this, I do want to mention this also. She mentioned in the book about different sigil methods. Now, in the I don't know if it was the first chapter, but she had mentioned where the most common form of making a sigil was where you write out, I actually put this in a video before, where you write out a sentence or a phrase, and within that sentence or phrase, you would mark off any letters that have repeated themselves and any vowels, and then you'd create the sigil from those letters onto a piece of paper. That was the way I was doing it, and I didn't know there were other methods as well, so certainly you can find other methods in this book, because she does have a comparison section so you can see comparing sigil methods, and I do love them so much, I really do, and I didn't know there were different methods, but I think it's a great thing to know. It really is. Within the sigil making also, she has recommended that you do not burn your sigils. That's something that I've read pretty often on the internet, and I know the internet, it doesn't know everything, but hey, it's the internet. When you search for things and you see that people are burning their sigils, she said that's not the way to go, because with the sigils, you're going to keep them. Like, I keep mine in a little red book that I have. I draw them and I keep them like that. But you keep them in case we need them again. Now, from a lot of practitioners that I've encountered and that I have interacted with, have told me that when you burn it, the reason for that is you're committing the sigil to memory. So when you have the sigil in your mind and you look at it and you read it, you know exactly what it means. And nobody else can decipher, or is not supposed to be able to decipher, what that sigil means to you, or what that sigil means in general. So she said if you burn the sigil, it's like canceling out the magic altogether, unless if you're using it for banishing or hexing. Now, I personally have not done any hexing. I prefer not to. And as far as banishing is concerned, I've never done a banishing spell or a sigil before, so that's all on you. If you want to try it, go for it. Woohoo! Karma is a bitch, just a reminder. Moving along into sigils, but these are situations that she has in the book about an individual and how would you create a sigil for them. So these are the outcomes and the reason for a sigil, for like anxiety or for fertility. So these sigils can be very useful, even though you haven't made them. They're also in the book, but they give you the reason for creating the sigil, what the sigil looks like at the end based on what she created, and then also it gives you the solution based on the type of sigil that you're drawing or creating, and also the reason behind it. The last part of the book that I wanted to mention was she has incorporated sigils in artwork, and I found this fascinating. I never actually thought of doing it in artwork, even though when you create a sigil, it technically, to me, looks like artwork. It's something that you created. So she has a section in the book where you can see several different ideas of making a sigil and creating an actual painting, a diagram, or even a drawing into sigils that you can hang around your home. So that's really fascinating. I didn't know that you could see so many different pieces of art that actually could be translated into a sigil. Those of you who enjoy going to museums like I do, now I'm going to specifically look and see if there's anything that I can notice about the artist's work, if there was a sigil involved. Because usually that would be the definition of the painting or drawing or sculpture. But here's some more of that artwork that she was looking at and referencing to in the book. But I bought this on Amazon, and I absolutely love the book. It's great for beginners especially, but practitioners that are looking to advance their sigil making processes, or even if they never worked with sigil before, will find this book very useful. It certainly is a book of reference that you can always go back to, because your notes are going to be put in the book. Now, as you notice, I didn't put any notes or drawings in the book. I don't like doing that. That's just my own personal thing that I don't do. I would go ahead and make something that matches it on a separate piece of paper or on a notebook like I normally do, and then reference the page number to the question or the exercise that the book was discussing at a particular time. So anyway, Sigil Witchery. It is a great book. It is a wonderful reference. So certainly I do highly recommend it. And of course, if you do like this video, please click on subscribe so you can see and follow my other videos once they come out. Please as well click on the like button. It really helps me out and helps to get my pretty face in other people's feeds. So I really appreciate that. Oh, before I forget, this is one of my shirts that I have available at zenmaju.com, and I wanted to order a couple samples so I could wear them during my videos so people can see the quality of the shirts themselves. I really like it. It's very comfortable and light, and this is actually a 2XL, and it is quite large on me, and I normally wear a 2XL, so they're oversized just a bit, which is good for some people like me too, who are a little bit on the chubby side. But those are available at zenmaju.com. Certainly if you'd like to, you can follow me on Twitter, you can follow me on Instagram, you can follow me on TikTok, which I rarely post any videos on TikTok, but it's all the handle of Zenmaju. In addition, before I forget, the end of this month will be the concluded drawing for the Matt Oren Psychic Witch book that I do have available for a giveaway. I did get it from Matt Oren himself. Again, as you've seen in the video, I highly recommend his book. His book is also a great reference book, and there's a lot of exercises that can be done from beginner level all the way up to advanced in psychic witchery. So certainly if you want to connect your psychic abilities with your practice, it's a really good book to read. And again, you have to follow me here on YouTube or subscribe to my channel. You follow me on Instagram, and also sign up for my newsletter at zenmaju.com. And that's it. Everybody who does follow those 3 steps will be entered into the drawing, which will take place on May 1st of this year. I will announce the winner here on YouTube and also on Instagram by the way of a very short video. So, anywho, that's it for today for this book review, and I hope you enjoyed it.